Hello everyone. Today we will embark on a special journey to explore fishing in the cold waters of Alaska. This is not just a daily job, but an arduous mission, where brave fishermen fight day and night against harsh nature to bring back hundreds of tons of fish each trip. From fatty cod to meaty rays and flat flounder, each species is a valuable resource that is being exploited with modern technology and human perseverance in the cold ocean. Giant ships are not only a means of transportation but also a floating factory. These ships are equipped with a system of nets stretching hundreds of meters, which can cover a school of fish swimming below. Those nets, when lowered into the deep sea, will collect a variety of fish, from long-winged rays to nutritious cod living on the bottom. It is a majestic scene but also a source of concern. Are we overexploiting these precious resources each time the net is cast? It is a battle. The crew must coordinate precisely by the second between the big waves and the cold wind, controlling mechanical equipment weighing tons to ensure the net is not torn. The fish is not lost. They operate giant winches, control complex electronic boards and continuously monitor sensors from the seabed. On the deck, when the first fish are brought up, the atmosphere is immediately bustling. The salty smell of the sea fish, the roar of the engine, and the sound of the waves crashing against the ship's side blend together to create a lively and breathtaking scene. Not only catching, the fish processing stage right on the ship also requires high technology. The flounder as big as a cutting board are put on the conveyor belt, classified by human eyes combined with an automatic scanning system. Workers use sharp knives to flake the flesh off each fish. Then put it into a flash freezing system to keep it fresh when the ship docks. Sometimes, in just one night, the ship can collect more than 200 tons of various types of fish, an astonishing number, but also one that makes people worry about the future of the ocean. As the sun shines on the cold sea, we can see the sweat and determination on the faces of each fisherman. They are not just fishermen. They are the ones who maintain the livelihoods of coastal communities, and are a factor in the billion-dollar seafood industry of the United States. But there is also an undeniable truth: big net fishing is also seriously damaging the deep-sea ecosystem. Coral reefs are being washed away, cod spawning grounds are being disturbed, and many fish species are being pulled from the water before they have a chance to grow. This is the result of continuous exploitation without time to recover. This has prompted scientists and the US government to intervene, issuing a series of new regulations to limit catches, protect breeding areas, and promote the use of more selective fishing technology. One of the proposed solutions is to use nets with larger meshes to allow young fish to escape, or equip them with sound devices to repel unwanted species such as whales or dolphins. Some advanced fishing vessels even apply AI technology to analyze fish schools before lowering their nets. Avoiding the situation of blind fishing that causes waste and biological damage. However, technology is only part of the story. The most important thing is still the awareness and responsibility of fishermen, those who are directly facing environmental change every day. After many days drifting in the middle of the ocean, when the ship finally docks, hundreds of tons of fish are unloaded, brought to processing plants and distributed around the world. From supermarkets in the US, restaurants in Japan, to traditional fish markets in Europe, fish from Alaska is always highly appreciated for its freshness and quality. But few people know that behind each piece of fish meat are countless drops of sweat, technology and silent sacrifices. Once the fish is brought out of the water, there is no time to rest. Every minute that passes determines the quality of the product. Immediately after harvesting, the fishing team begins the processing process directly on the deck, where the cold steel tables become makeshift production lines. Large stingrays are placed on the table. Their wings must be skillfully trimmed to separate the smooth white meat from the thick skin. The flounder is quickly cleaned by experienced workers. Each slice must be precise to make the most of the precious meat. In addition, cod, a fish with high economic value, is treated more specially. After cleaning the organs, they are neatly arranged in the deep freezer compartment, where the temperature drops below -40 degrees Celsius, helping to preserve the fish in the freshest state. Some ships are also equipped with a vacuum and packaging system right on the deck, creating boxes of finished fish ready to be transferred to refrigerated containers without going through the factory. An entire closed process in the middle of the ocean, like a mobile factory. Modern, precise and time-saving. Thanks to that, the product not only maintains its quality but also saves on transportation costs and shortens the time it takes to bring fish to global consumers. This is what has helped Alaskan seafood dominate the world market, with millions of tons of fish exported each year, bringing in billions of dollars to the US economy. However, behind those impressive numbers are countless environmental challenges. Areas that were once considered endless seas of fish are now starting to look empty. Many experienced fishermen admit that the numbers of rays and cod have dropped significantly compared to a decade ago. Some areas have had to close their waters to seasonal fishing to help fish populations recover. The federal government and international conservation organizations are working to implement temporary no-take zones, where fish can spawn without being threatened by trawling. Added to this are strict regulations on fishing permits. Each vessel is given a specific quota. Vessels that exceed their allowed catch are heavily fined, or even have their operating rights revoked. Some boat owners have even invested in selective fishing technology, such as sensor-equipped nets and underwater cameras that can identify the correct species before hauling them up, avoiding bycatch that wastes resources. Under the yellow lights on the deck at midnight, the workers continue their work. The wind blew cold from the north. The waves crashed against the hulls, creating towering walls of water. But no one faltered. They knew that without sacrifice and effort today, there would be no bountiful fishing season tomorrow. Each fish caught was not only income, but also the pride of an entire community. At major seaports such as Dutch Harbor or Kodiak, ships returning from long voyages were greeted by dozens of refrigerated trucks. Stevedores and traders waiting. The fish were immediately weighed, graded, and taken to the processing plant or transported directly to the airport for export. Many shipments were pre-ordered from Europe, Japan and South Korea, markets that always require products to meet the highest standards of food safety and freshness, along with commercial activities. Processing facilities have also implemented electronic traceability programs. Each box of fish has a unique code to track from the time it is caught until it leaves the factory. This is not only a way to make information transparent, but also helps global consumers trust the quality of the product. In the context of the fishing industry gradually shifting towards sustainable development, The role of fishermen is not only limited to exploitation, but also to the protection of the sea. Some young fleets today even participate in research projects with marine biologists, recording the number